Mighty home rolls through. Punk catches him. CM Punk looking for go to sleep. Spear!
WWE Universe in a state of utter disbelief. CM Punk made his jaw-dropping return, and not only did he make a dramatic statement, but he did so in a way that no one could have predicted. The best in the world was back, and he re-entered with a vengeance, attacking Seth Rollins with a steel chair and aiding Jey Uso in retaining the World Heavyweight Championship. But before we dive into CM Punk's shocking return, let's rewind to the start of the night and explore how this explosive series of events unfolded. The beginning of Raw, Jey Uso's bold declaration. The night began with the World Heavyweight Champion, Jey Uso, making his entrance to a thunderous reception from the WWE Universe. The roar of the crowd reverberated through the arena as Uso confidently walked to the ring, the gleaming World Heavyweight title resting proudly over his shoulder. Jey's eyes burned with determination, a fire that had been kindled over the months of battling his way to the top. From the depths of his past, with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, Jey had fought to carve his own path, and tonight he was prepared to speak to the WWE Universe about his upcoming title defense at Backlash. Jey stood tall, his voice resonating with power and passion, ready to tell the world how he planned to shut Logan Paul up once and for all. But before he could get a word out, the ominous sound of music hit the speakers. The crowd's excitement quickly turned to confusion as the unmistakable figure of Paul Heyman emerged from the backstage area, his smug grin plastered across his face. The atmosphere shifted from anticipation to tension in an instant. The boos from the WWE Universe were deafening, and Jey's confident demeanor transformed into disgust as he glared at Heyman, clearly not pleased to see the man who had once been a trusted ally of his cousin Roman Reigns. The tension builds. Paul Heyman's smug response. Paul Heyman strutted down the ramp, the microphone in his hand, his eyes glinting with both arrogance and subtle fear. As he entered the ring, the tension was palpable. Jey Uso, clearly growing impatient, didn't waste a moment and interrupted Heyman. He warned Heyman to never step foot in his ring again. The history between Heyman, Reigns, and the Bloodline weighed heavily in Jey's words. He reminded Heyman of the havoc he had caused, betraying Roman Reigns, manipulating Sami Zayn, and most significantly, CM Punk. Heyman, however, was unfazed. In fact, he met Jey's words with defiance. Staring Jey down, Heyman declared that he would not be threatened by anyone. Not Jey Uso, not Roman Reigns, and certainly not the World Heavyweight Champion. And with that, Heyman unleashed a tirade, spinning his own narrative about betrayal and survival. According to Heyman, it wasn't he who betrayed CM Punk or Roman Reigns. It was Punk who had manipulated him, forcing him into a corner where betrayal was the only option. Heyman continued, claiming that he had dedicated years of his life to Roman Reigns, building the Bloodline from the ground up, only to be discarded when Reigns lost the title to Cody Rhodes. Heyman spoke with raw emotion as he recalled being left behind to fend for himself, even when Solo Sikoa had turned on him and nearly destroyed him. Yet, when Roman returned, it was not for loyalty, it was for power. And when it came time to recruit a fifth man for the Bloodline, it was Heyman who reached out to CM Punk, only to be accused of plotting against Roman and leaking secrets to Punk. That was the breaking point for Heyman. The betrayal had been too much to bear. He admitted to betraying both Jey Uso's defiance. The match set for Raw Jey Uso, never one to back down from a challenge, refused to be intimidated. He stood tall, his face unwavering with determination. Jey Uso was not going to walk away from his title, not after everything he had fought for. He fired back, telling Heyman and Seth Rollins that he was more than ready to defend the title tonight on Raw. The challenge was set. The World Heavyweight Championship would be on the line in a high-stakes showdown between Jey Uso and Seth Rollins. The atmosphere in the arena was electric. Fans knew they were about to witness an epic clash between two of WWE's finest. The energy was palpable as the match began. The main event, a match for the ages. The main event kicked off with intense energy as Jey Uso immediately charged at Seth Rollins, delivering a flurry of offense that sent Rollins reeling. The crowd was on their feet as Jey unleashed his full fury, throwing Rollins around the ring with speed and power. But Seth Rollins is no stranger to adversity. The veteran strategist weathered the storm, slowing the pace and focusing on his technical prowess. He countered Jey's aggression with calculated precision, using high-impact moves and strategic submissions to wear down the champion. Every time Jey seemed to gain momentum, Paul Heyman was there at ringside, causing distractions, yelling instructions, and doing everything in his power to tip the scales in Seth Rollins' favor. The fans were livid, raining boos down on Heyman's every move. But despite the interference, Jey Uso continued to battle on, refusing to let his title slip away. Then, just when it seemed Jey was about to seal the victory, the lights flickered in the arena. The crowd's anticipation skyrocketed. And then, a familiar theme echoed throughout the arena, the unmistakable sounds of CM Punk's entrance music. The crowd erupted in shock and excitement as CM Punk made his way down the ramp, his eyes burning with intensity. CM Punk's shocking return. Steel chair attack. CM Punk didn't hesitate. He stormed down the ramp, his body language exuding purpose. As he reached the ring, he slid under the ropes with a steel chair in hand, and the arena fell into stunned silence. Seth Rollins looked up in confusion, unsure of what to expect. But before Rollins could react, CM Punk struck, cracking the steel chair across Seth Rollins' back. The chair shot echoed through the arena like thunder, and Punk didn't stop there. He delivered two more brutal chair shots, each one sending a shock wave through the audience and leaving Rollins crumpled on the mat in agony. Paul Heyman rushed to intervene, his face a mask of disbelief and fear. But CM Punk wasn't done. Punk stared Heyman down, daring him to step closer. Heyman hesitated, clearly intimidated by the man he once betrayed. Meanwhile, Jey Uso, still stunned by the events unfolding before him, locked eyes with Punk. No words were exchanged, just a moment of mutual understanding between the two. Punk nodded, as if signaling that it was time. Jey Uso, finding his resolve once more, climbed to the top rope and delivered the USO splash onto Seth Rollins, who lay prone from the brutal chair attack. The referee slid into position, and the count was made. 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso retained the World Heavyweight Championship, the crowd erupting in cheers. CM Punk's message: unfinished business. As the dust settled, CM Punk stood in the ring, towering over the fallen Seth Rollins. He didn't raise Jey's hand in victory, nor did he smile or celebrate. Instead, Punk's gaze shifted from the broken body of Rollins to the retreating figure of Paul Heyman, who was backing up the ramp, visibly trembling in fear. The message was loud and clear. CM Punk had returned, but he wasn't here for accolades or nostalgia. He had unfinished business. Whether it was with Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, or even Roman Reigns, the WWE Universe was left wondering, what does the future hold now that CM Punk was back in the picture? The future. Unpredictable and dangerous. What does this shocking return mean for the future of the World Heavyweight Championship? Will CM Punk insert himself into the title picture at Backlash? Or was this attack just the beginning of a deeper revenge plot? Could he align himself with Jey Uso? Or is this just about taking down Seth Rollins? The road to Backlash has certainly taken a dangerous and unpredictable turn. The WWE Universe is buzzing, and only time will reveal what CM Punk's next move will be. One thing is for sure, Raw will never be the same again. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is CM Punk truly back, and what do you expect from him in the coming weeks? Could we be looking at a new alliance between Punk and Jey Uso? Or is it simply about revenge on Seth Rollins? We're just getting started, and the drama is far from over.